You just stepped into a message that knows exactly why you're here. Something in you has been changing quietly, and life hasn't given you the full explanation yet. Stay right here because what you're feeling is not confusion, it's confirmation. You crossed a passage you didn't have the words for, and now your spirit is trying to catch up with your arrival. Now, this is the moment where every unseen battle starts to make sense. And you're not watching this by chance, not at all. You're watching because destiny has been waiting for you to recognize your own reflection in a higher place. If you stay with me, you're going to understand why certain doors closed, while certain connections fell apart, and why your path suddenly feels lighter and louder at the same time. So give this message a moment. Let it speak to the part of you that refuses to give up, the part of you that knows you were meant to rise. You you are about to hear exactly what your spirit has been trying to say. Welcome to Truth Tellers Mike, and let's get into the lesson. And at the end, I'll give you some pointers that you can immediately apply to your life. You are standing in the kind of moment that doesn't announce itself. It swallows the old while pulling you into the next. Traveling through a wormhole is not a journey of scenery. It's a passage where everything familiar loses shape and everything promised begins to form. When life escorts you into that space, you don't move forward the way you used to. You move as one carried by purpose. A wormhole isn't a tunnel, it's a collapse of what once slowed you down. It's time folding so your arrival can accelerate. So it's the ending of detours that are disguised as opportunities. When you feel everything around you tightening, compressing, squeezing your breath and your edges, understand this. You're not being crushed, you're being transported. This is the moment when old cycles can't follow you. Patterns that once clung to you lose their grip because the passage is too narrow for anything that isn't meant to step into your next chapter. Now, this is why relationships fall apart without warning, why confidence grows in silence, why pressure becomes strangely familiar. The wormhole strips you down to who you were always meant to be. In this passage, time behaves differently. What took years begins to shift in days. Days that were delays begin to unravel. Resistance starts to weaken. See, your spirit picks up momentum that your environment hasn't caught up with yet. And as you travel, you'll feel the pull of what you're becoming more than the pull of what you've overcome. And that's how you're knowing you're moving. The wormhole is not gentle, it is exact. It exposes what can't continue with you and transforms what must rise within you. You begin to see the truth behind the setbacks, the purpose behind the rejections, the hidden protection behind what tried to harm you. You begin to sense that your life is not reaching to your surroundings and not reacting to your surroundings. Your surroundings are now reacting to your ascension. And when you come out on the other side, you will stand in a reality that feels like it skipped steps. You will walk into outcomes that don't match the effort that others observed because they didn't see the passage you survived. They didn't witness the quiet unfolding, the internal realignment, and the cosmic rerouting that brought you here. Traveling through a wormhole is the chosen one's transition from being prepared to being revealed. You don't ask for permission. You don't slow your stride. You emerge carrying proof that destiny outruns every tactic meant to delay you. And once you arrive, nothing that tried to stop you will ever recognize you again. You've been traveling. Now get ready for the stand where time has been waiting for you. And as you step into a version of your life that has been waiting for you to catch up, the air feels different. because your spirit arrived before the footsteps did. Destiny stands at the door like it has been expecting you, and everything that once resisted your rise suddenly loses its authority. The moment you come out, you realize the pressure wasn't punishment, it was propulsion. You were being pulled ahead of your own history. You were being stretched past your own limits. You were being escorted into a landscape that responds to who you've been, who you've become, not who you were. And you're no longer moving through time. Time is moving around you. Nothing from the old chapter will recognize you. Familiar spirits misread you. Old enemies can't trace you. The conversations you once tolerated feels too small. The rooms you fought to stay in no longer carry a future. The identity you clung to for comfort dissolves because upon exiting the wormhole, survival mode ends and fulfillment begins. This is where the chosen stand without apology. You carry the residue of transformation, silent, undeniable, and disruptive to anything that depended upon your old self. You will walk differently because you now know that you were never meant to climb step by step. You were meant to accelerate, and acceleration always separates. You'll sense a release you can't explain. Battles that drained you lose their charge. Blockages fall apart without confrontation. And what felt distant snaps into position as if it was waiting on your signal. People who doubted you will watch you step into answers they never believed you'd receive. You won't need to announce the change will announce you. And yes, as you exit this wormhole, you understand something deeper. What you survived was not about escape, it was about emergence. You didn't break through, you were sent through. You were transported into a realm where every delay collapses, every setback loses its meaning, and every hidden promise begins to reveal why it refused to leave your spirit. You will stand here with new eyes, new senses, and new certainty. You know now that you're not behind, you're not late, you're not overlooked, you're right on time because you arrived through a passage that was designed to bring you out untouched by the opinions, projections, and limitations that tried to define you. This is your moment of unfiltered arrival. The world you are stepping into has been shaped by every quiet yes, every closed door you outgrew, every leap you took when fear whispered in your ear. And now, upon exiting the wormhole, you're now not hoping for impact because your very presence carries it. So walk forward because this realm is yours. Now, what I want to leave you with is some takeaway directions, right? Now, the first direction is to honor the change you feel instead of shrinking it. When someone exits a wormhole, old patterns try to pull their attention back to what no longer fits. But your step forward must be intentional. Trust the new instincts rising in you, even when nothing around you confirms them yet. Another direction or key takeaway is to stop negotiating with circumstances that lost access to your future. You have crossed through a passage that removed what cannot follow you, and your resolve has to reflect that. Allow the detachment to stand. Every time you stay tied to something you've outgrown, you delay the blessings waiting to meet you in the open. You are also being guided to walk in confidence, even when the new terrain feels unfamiliar. Arrival often feels unreal at first. You may sense a quiet gap between who you were and who you've become. Fill that space with bold decisions and never hesitation. Your momentum depends on courage, not comfort. Now, this is a direction for your relationships as well. Protect your peace with the same seriousness you protect your purpose. Anyone who drains your focus, questions your calling, or distracts you from your assignment reveals themselves quickly after an emergence. Pay attention, honor what is shown, and move accordingly. Also, Follow the timing unfolding around you instead of forcing your own. When someone exits a wormhole, things begin to come together at a pace that surprises them. Don't slow down to match someone else's expectations. Don't doubt the acceleration. Move with the pull that is guiding you forward. You are also called to release the urge to explain yourself. People who never believed in your becoming will ask for explanations they do not deserve. Speak now. Let your life speak. Let your actions illustrate what your spirit already knows. Silence is a powerful witness in seasons of arrival. And finally, there is a direction in your inner world. Choose stillness over panic because your new chapter responds to clarity of mind. And as you advance, doors will open naturally and answers will unfold without strain. So trust that what brought you out is also capable of carrying you forward. You are no longer preparing to step in, you have already crossed. So now your choices must match the reality you've entered. And I will close with this. If you carried anything from this passage, let it be this truth. You are no longer who life tried to convince you to be. You have crossed through a place that reshaped you without asking for permission. What you survived adjusted your vision, strengthened your spirit, and prepared your steps for the world waiting beyond your tunnel. You stand now in a realm that responds to your courage, not your fear. You stand with a new sense of self that doesn't need approval to rise. The turbulence behind you was not a sign of failure. It was the doorway to recognition. And everything ahead of you is aligned with the version of you that refused to break. Take a breath and honor this moment. You didn't just pass through a transition, you arrived carrying the evidence of transformation. Every quiet choice you did not announce, and you made, every moment you pushed through, every night you questioned your purpose, it all delivered you here, a place where your spirit finally matches your path. And you walk forward now with a steady heart, not because everything is easy, but because you were meant to be here. You know what was stripped away had to fall. You know what remains is meant to stand. And deep within, that the same force that brought you out will guide you through every step that follows. Move with intention, move with grace, move with the knowledge that your arrival has already been honored in higher places. Thank you for visiting my channel. Stay covered, stay conscious, and stay undefeated. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.